His grandparents lived in this house when it was a store.
Oh yeah, my grandma told me that.
That's right, it was 70 years ago.
70 years ago?
That's right.
Oh,
Hi.
my mom would love to
I'm
meet
Tom
you.
Tancredo. How do you do?
Fine, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice to meet you. Yeah, this was my grandparents' place. This was a store, a little store.
That's what my mom. That's what my mom said.
She said that the door was right here.
Yep, that's exactly right. There was a candy counter right here. That's where I spent most of my time, right here at this candy counter. Where my grandfather made sausage and everything.
That's what my mom
machine
said.
right over here. I mean, a big thing, you know, meat counter, and the little adding machine here. Just to, it seemed like it went out farther. It seemed like this. Well, this wasn't here. This garage. I mean, garage. The wall and the closets. So it went back farther, and there were little, just you know, shelves, food, and but let me tell you about him. And we're going to do this little tape for YouTube, if you don't mind, because
That's fine.
Okay,
my
that's
mom.
Her mom would really love
Oh, she would love it.
it's really it brings back a lot of memories for me. But let me tell you about him. His parents died in Italy when he was 9. His mother, he went to live with an aunt for just a short time, and she couldn't keep him, just a few months. So she put him on a boat, sent him to the United States, had on a little tag that said, "My name is Joe Tancredo. Please send me so-and-so in Iowa." Got on the boat, there was nobody to take him there, so they were going to send him back. Well, he meets this other Italian family, and they sign for him and get him from Ellis Island to New York City, at which time they say, "Joe, good luck," you know. I think Iowa's that way because the ocean's this way. We don't know. Anyway, 2.5 years later, he ended up here in Denver, Colorado. I used to always joke with him in that room around the corner in our kitchen. And my grandmother would on Sundays, of course, they'd cook pizza and stuff. We'd come over here. We'd sit in that room over here.
Let's go walk for that.
Yeah.
There you go. This is cool. And then the place is even for sale. Look at that someone.
Oh man, this brings back. You should have seen what this backyard. They had rabbit hutches. There were gardens that went for, I don't know. My aunt lived right up there. His daughter, Aunt Angie, they built that house, the Bolanos, right there on the corner. But this just the whole thing all open and just all garden and chickens and rats, I remember. Anyway, we were sitting, and this was the stove, was cold.
Yeah, because actually the hole was still there. We had.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we would sit here, and he'd talk about this trip from Italy and how long I mean across the United States. And I'd always say, "Well, Grandpa, what happened to Iowa?" You know, because he said he was going to Iowa. He says, I got here, I took one look at the Rocky Mountains, and I thought, if I was past that, to heck with it. There you go. We don't know whether he just missed Iowa entirely or got there and just kept going. But it took him 2.5 years. He was always walking and never, he said he was never alone. He'd work at a farm for a while, and then they'd walk and keep doing it. And then he got here. And he used to own a bar up there. It's called the Neighborhood Inn. It was on 44th, I believe. Neighborhood Inn, right? For years. Probably bootleg, all that stuff. And yes, and we would come here on Sundays. This is very much the same. This is all very much. I remember this little back room.
What about the basement? Because when
I don't even remember the basement.
When we first moved in, this was years ago when my mom first bought the house. They had in the basement. Apparently, coal came in somewhere.
Sure,
there.
we all did. We just grew up over on 44th and Lowell. And even there we had coal people.
And there was a pool that was kind of dug out.
Really? I don't know what that was. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I'm afraid to think. I don't know what that could have been. But yeah, this was...
So we rented it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is all garden. All garden.
Yeah, because it goes beyond the garage.
That's right. Like I say, my Aunt Angie and Uncle John used to live up there in that house. There was no house here. All this was his property. All this.
Oh, so this lot and that lot.
Yeah, there was no house there. And he owned almost, I think, the block. When I was growing up, but it was called Midget Grocery. I just remembered that.
Midget Grocery?
Midget Grocery. Can't use the word midget anymore.
No.
Correct, but because it was a tiny little grocery on the side of the house. Yeah.
Was it ever, and so it was a grocery store, that's what my mom said.
Yeah,
and
it
then
was,
someone told
just
her,
that part, and then they lived in
The house?
Yeah, they lived in the back here. And they both died actually in that front room. I mean, in that bedroom off of the front room.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Very peaceful. That's, I mean, you know.
Oh, let's go see that room now.
Let's go to Chloe's room.
Chloe's room.
So I couldn't believe that, you know, we were just going to stand outside and take a few pictures, and you're so nice to let us come through. Believe me, that bathroom's a lot different. Yeah, exactly. Bed right there, old one, those old beds with the kind of brass frame thing. And yes, this is where they both passed away. Yeah. He was 94, and she was about 97, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. And by the way, when they were in church, for the funeral, for my grandfather's funeral, up here at St. Catherine's Church,
Okay.
you walk by the coffin, and he still had that tag. And they put the tag on his, says, "My name is Joe Tancredo." You could hardly read it, but it was under plastic, you know, and it was just on his suit.
Oh, wow.
It's really something. Well, you guys have been very kind.
Sure.
I really appreciate it.
Go ahead. Okay. It was not, I only wish my mom was here because she's so proud of it. This is her first home she ever bought.
Well, you tell her that it was a good home for a long, long time for a lot of people.
She hates to, we hate to sell it because it's a lot of history for us too. Like
Yeah.
she was a single parent and this is the first home she ever bought.
Had. Well, God bless you. You tell her that I wish her the
Nice
best.
to meet you. Thank
Okay,
you for
nice to
stopping
meet you.
by.
Nice to
All
meet
right,
you.
we'll see you.
Nice to meet you, sir. Thank you very much. Hi there. Take a picture first. Hi there.